Okay, hi everybody. This is the third episode of A Place for High Vibration podcasts. Today I have Miss Hellebreker. This is what she calls herself. She is a spiritual being. She may be in my soul family. And today we're going to speak about a lot of things. Topics like yoga, meditation, self love, empowerment, being yourself, loving your unique being, building and manifesting the dream life, healthy food, tantra, psychedelics, and much more. I don't want to call it specifically because we're going to speak about it. Okay. So, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself? Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Janneke and I'm from Holland. And 2 years ago, I was still in my corporate job. I was sitting most of the days behind the computer um, as a dole officer. And I went to every weekend possible. I went to every festival that was there to have more freedom in my life. And I was like there. I met people that were just open-minded. I could be myself, and life was just an adventure. And the more
Oh,
I went to that, the more I felt like I want to live like that. I don't want to. I want to have a life like that. I don't want to go every weekend to another festival. And
okay.
I started already 10 years ago. I did a lot of yoga, and I started also doing a yoga teacher training, and I got more conscious and doing a lot of workshop and retreat and every books I could read, the YouTubes, whatever I could fill my inspiring cup with, more and more. And at one point I felt like I needed to bring that here. More consciousness is where I am. And I did a yoga teacher training and giving also meditations at my work in the breaks from work. But at one point I was like, I don't want to. I want to don't want to bring that. I want to be myself happy. I want to make
Oh,
myself the most happy. And I quit my job and I quit my house and I just started traveling. I went to South America, and from there on I had a whole journey of trust and letting go. And yeah, and
all
I
right.
ended up here, Portugal, in the middle of nowhere, and living there now off grid.
Wow.
Yes, and
So
having a
I
free.
Okay, so I guess the hippie mode has been activated inside of yourself. You have become a hippie. That's beautiful, and you are living free, and you are passionate, and you are creating. That is so beautiful. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. I guess the whole process is about us being happy. That's the main purpose of everything that we do. Actually, is about being happy. And you said that you have traveled a lot, right?
Well, I've been to South America. I traveled there for and half
Okay.
months. I also saw a different way of being there. The people were much more happy, much more. It was about enjoying life, and
Yes.
instead of making enough money to get by, I felt in Holland a lot more
Okay.
people
Okay.
about that.
So what has made you look into the spiritual process? How have you realized that you want to grow your spiritual side?
I was totally not open to a lot of things. My mom was quite a spiritual being and was also a healer. And I always thought like, oh, that's just very vague. And but until I had a burnout from work, and I had too much
Okay.
anxiety, I almost couldn't sleep. And I was always watching meditation on internet, and I found meditation, and it was for the first time I was like, whatever was around me and was happening, I could just be that silent person, peaceful within myself.
All right.
And
All
then
right.
I started doing yoga and meditation. I also started, and then everything what was happening, it wasn't so heavy anymore. I could deal with anything because it's like
Okay.
you are the doing, but you also get the watcher. You can see yourself. You become the observer, and you see yourself from a more neutral point.
All right.
And
This is what
yeah,
I also talk about in my videos, that we are not our thoughts, we are only the observers of our thoughts. And why don't you tell me a bit about your meditation process? How can we meditate in order to grow our consciousness? What is the process of meditation actually? How does it work for you, Janek?
to become aware of the present moments, to really go inside, and that we're just focusing on your own breath. And it's also very good to really take more deep breaths, because then you're more aware in the present moment, and you're more aware also what's happening in your body. A lot of
Okay.
times we're totally aware of the outside world and what was happening, and a lot of people don't, they, especially when they're stressed, they only breathe very shallow until here, until their chest. So it's really good to become really more aware of your breath and really deep breathing. And there are several breathing techniques as well that really bring you more into the present and more into your body.
Perfect.
Especially there's one that brings you really more calmness, is if you breathe in, you hold it for as long as possible, and you breathe out again and hold it again. And that is really a really calming meditation. If you have like 5 seconds in, 5 seconds hold, 5 seconds exhale, and 5 seconds hold it out again. And especially when you hold out your breathing, when the out breath, it is really calming and it really relaxes your nervous system. Because I think a lot of people, when they work and they're always like lots of stress, a lot of haste, there's no relaxation anymore. And it's really good to really be in the moment and really can relax your whole body.
Okay, so I guess we need to relax more because the external world only reflects our internal conditions, right? And I was wondering, how can I grow myself a bit more besides the fact that I'm being present? Tell me about more techniques that we could use in order to grow our inner world. Maybe you could talk about yoga or your process of yoga. How do you do it? What is your expectations out of it, if there are expectations, and what do you want out of it? How, or do you just want to relax and be yourself in it because it just feels good to practice it? So tell us a bit more about
Yeah,
yoga.
it's not about the results. It's about enjoying the journey. And the more you do it, the more you
Okay.
several asanas, like the postures of yoga. And while you're doing it, and keep breathing, and sometimes you have postures that you really don't like, but just stay aware in it, stay breathing, stay aware. Then you feel that you can relax even in the difficult postures.
Right,
And
all
it's
right.
also, that's a metaphor about life. Even when difficult things happen, you deal with it, and you don't go out of the way with it. You deal with it and you keep breathing, and then you can, the more you are strengthened, the more you can deal with anything what's coming to you.
Oh, wow. So I guess this process of yoga and meditation is not only for positive things, it's also about accepting our negative side or darkness, accepting the low moments. And you said that there are certain postures in yoga that you don't like. So I guess that you just have to be there. You have to be with the process. Okay, how cool. What do you
Yeah,
mean when you
that's,
what do you mean when you say what does self-love and empowerment mean to you? Tell us a bit more about that. Self-love and empowerment. Does self-love lead to empowerment or something?
yeah, self-love is about, I feel like, being kind to yourself, because we have a lot of expectations about the world and about how we should be. And seeing how you are in this moment, that you are already enough, and that you are doing the best that you can, and you are the best
Oh,
version of yourself that you are in this moment. And really
okay.
accepting yourself in all parts, like what you say, also the darkness. Like everybody has um moments that they feel sad, or they feel fear, or they feel not enough, and those moments you can also accept yourself in that. And I think that is the most powerful you can be, that you can be vulnerable in the moment. And when you're sad, that you even at that moment accept yourself in that what you're feeling, and that you don't run away from the feelings. And I think a lot of people um, don't want to go into those deep feelings that they have, and they just run away from it. But only when you really go into the feelings, really like, I feel fear, let it come up, or I feel sadness, let it be, let it come up. It can be there, and then you don't have
Okay.
to run away from it. And then you accept all parts of yourself that are not always. A lot of times I'm very happy, I'm very joyful, and I love my life. But I have also moments that I just sit there in the corner crying, and it can also be there.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
yeah,
Totally understand it. So remember, guys, it's all about accepting and loving yourself. And you do that by also acknowledging the low moments and the fact that life is not always perfect, and we are not always perfect, but we have to realize that we are always doing our best. This is what Miss Hellbrekers is saying, that we are always doing our best. Okay, so I guess that the next topic would be that we are all unique. And how can we discover our uniqueness? How can we realize that we are actually unique in this process of love, in this process of loving ourselves? How can we realize what our talents are, and how can we realize that yes, we are actually unique?
the by silencing the mind more, to
Okay.
realize who you are, who is deep down underneath all of that, and the thoughts that you have. I should be being like this, or should be like that. But you can just be yourself. And I think the more you let go of conditioning of what you think you should be when you were a child, or how your parents would want you to be, all of those things, and that you want to be the same as as the people in your class. But what makes you different, that makes you unique, you find out by discovering yourself. And then you have to be, I think, when you are more listening to your heart, what's inside of you, and you really go after that, you will find that's what in there, what you
All
want
right.
to bring. Yeah.
All right. So I guess what you are saying is that we might be conditioned since we were kids. We might not be allowed to express ourselves the way that we want to express ourselves. I guess that's the point where we need to question ourselves, where we need to question our reality, like who are we really and what is our purpose here on the planet? And I guess the purpose is also related to manifesting and creating your dream life. And what you told me
Mm.
is that we would also speak about how to create the dream life. So it seems to me that you are already living your dream life, but tell us, how do you do it? What is the secret? How do you live this dream life?
What it's really what I said to you, following your heart, and
Okay.
instead of I should do this, I should do this, but really when you're more in touch with your heart, and be still and find moments to reflect on what is in your heart, how you want to be living, and what is important to you, um, and then you start making steps from there. And it's about making small steps. And because if you are like in a job that you don't like, or if you're in a relationship that you don't like, there are ways to get out of there, and there are ways to make other steps, and there are ways to make other living. And I also want to let people see that there are choices that you can make. You can have, like here in Portugal, you can have for a couple of €1,000, you can find a land here and live here and with nature, and it's all possible. And that is my dream. But I other people have other dreams. Maybe they want to go traveling,
Okay.
and
Okay.
so that's why
Nice.
everybody should find their own dream and how they want to live. And I want to live in more in balance with nature, and I want to grow my own food and my own fruits, and have my own water from the well, and have solar panels. And yeah,
Wow.
yes, I make as less trash as possible.
How
And
cool.
that's what I yeah. And my water, and the water from the shower, and all things from the toilet come back into nature. So I have a self-sustainable eco system here. And I
Okay.
really love uh, love that I want to have a less footprint as possible. That at least I contributing to making this place and this world a bit better, in my view.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that you are telling your perspective on this and that you are sharing your unique dream life and your unique way of expressing yourself. That is so beautiful. But I guess that you said that you are one, you said that you are wanting to be eco. I guess that you are a vegan. Tell us a bit more about food.
I eat mostly vegan. I think 2 years I'm eating vegan, and now we got chicken from our own from our we found a place, and it has also chicken, and so we're now eating the eggs from our chicken again.
Okay.
And at this moment, it feels good. And it can be a moment that I don't want to eat eggs anymore, or there's going to be maybe also a moment I'm going to be eating raw. And that's why it's for me, it's really important. Like, I don't eat meat and I don't eat fish, and I don't want animals to be killed for my food. But I think everybody should feel what they self in themselves, what they want to eat, and what they eat for their bodies.
Yeah.
And I feel more and more connected with my body and what it wants to eat, because now sometimes when I eat gluten, I have pain in my stomach, and then I'm like, yeah, my body doesn't want that anymore. So
Okay.
I keep on more making healthier choices. And I think also the more sensitive you become and the more you feel what it does with your body, you make different choices, and you really feel not only in your head what's good, but also intuitively, and
Very
what
beautifully.
brings you. Yeah.
Very beautifully said. And what you're saying is that, excuse me, the moment that we raise our vibration, we will crave higher vibrational foods like being vegetarian or vegan. That
Mhm.
is so beautiful. And you said that you went to a lot of festivals, right?
Yes, like,
Okay.
but it went from music festivals to psychedelic festivals to like a sort of Burning Man festival in Holland, Boom Festival in Portugal,
Wow.
Parallelo Festival in Brazil, and they all literally blew my mind. And I always said like, oh, I'm Janneke, I'm naturally high, I do yoga, meditation, and I love my life. And then I got into a lot of things like Boom Festival. That's the first time I did tantra workshops, and that
Okay.
also really was really interesting. And that was really interesting. And then I went to Universo Paralelo Festival, and I also had psychedelics, and that blew my mind again, fully. And I think there's so many things out there to discover and to that can enrich your life in so many ways, and like especially when spiritual enhancements of your consciousness that alter your consciousness, and when you can see your life in such a different way. Um, when I had when I had psychedelics in Brazil, it was almost like everything made sense of my whole life. All the puzzle pieces came together. Everything was so intrinsically perfect, and I got all the answers of all the questions I ever had, and I just knew it had to be exactly like it is. And
All
I feel that
right.
with life, it's always so divinely perfect. You have no idea, and that's why you can just trust that everything what needs to happen will happen, and you don't have to worry about anything, because what needs to happen will happen in the right time.
Okay, so I guess everything is happening with higher purpose and divine timing. This is what you are saying. But
Yes.
I realized that in my sexual relationships, I had sex with girls, but I guess I never experienced a tantric partner. I have never experienced Tantra. What is Tantra?
It's about becoming the best version of yourself, and embodying the female and male aspects in yourself,
Oh, okay.
and really see that we all have feminine sides and male sides, and we all also have that wounded male side and a wounded feminine side in us, and to really transform that and to become more empowered, like really in your power, like your male side become more empowered, but also the feminine side being receptive, being vulnerable. It's like especially for men, it's like the older generation, they were not so emotional, not so vulnerable, and you see now a lot of conscious men really working on themselves and really sharing that too, and
Okay.
women we also embodying that more female part, becoming more in their power as well. And when you combine that, then you are like in your strength, in your power, and from there on, you can connect with other beings, and then you're fully in the present with someone else, and you don't know what will happen, and then there's magic, and there like universe
Oh,
is sending you another amazing being where you can really play with, where you can have an amazing time with and be in the now with them, and you don't know you're another co-creator, and you can create magic together.
wow. So you said that we must embrace both our masculine and feminine energy. I guess we have that integrated since birth because there is this idea of divine masculine and divine feminine. Oh, beautiful. So I guess you experienced the spiritual awakening or something. Have you experienced something like this?
Yeah, well, I had one time, I had also after a yoga session for the I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher,
Okay.
and with a lot of Osho dynamic meditations, you also stimulate the Kundalini energy inside your body, and that's really important to raise your energy, and that's raising the Kundalini energy that is coiled up in your base chakra.
Okay.
And the more you have your energy going up, the more you have your chakras all open, the more energy you have in your body, and the more energy you have to do everything in your life what you want to do, and to have that vessel open, to let go of all the blockages that you have to get the energy going up. And I had that several times, that I really felt like a Kundalini awakening. I felt like the energy was going up. I was fully balanced in myself. And what a lot of people also have, they say like they feel one with the whole of universe, and that we are all parts of that one. And I feel that is the love that we all have inside us. And I felt that I was everybody who was ever incarnated, who lives, who will ever live. We are all part of that. And I really felt that. And I had a moment of meditating for 15 minutes, and I said to people, bring me pen and paper. And then I was just writing down every downloads that I got, like 25 pages. I was writing,
Wow.
writing, writing. And I know that in certain states, also with meditation or psychedelics, I can be in that same state again, like that,
As
to
something
get a lot of
natural.
information.
As
Yeah.
something natural. Wow, beautifully said. But how do we really get insights? Because I guess so many people are living today on autopilot mode, and we are all doing things without questioning our existence. But I wonder, how can people get more insights about life? How can we be more creative? How can we accept this higher version of ourselves that is represented by the whole universe? How can we get more insights? This is the question.
To be more silent, to go within and go into nature and just sit there and go meditate, or just sit in nature and just see the beauty around you, and you get so fascinated by everything. um, I am just so fascinated by my surrounding here, and I just love. And I have a lot of animals here. I have like little cat here, and just
Oh,
sitting with
hello there. What's her name?
Luca,
Luca?
Luca,
Okay.
Luca,
Luca.
and
Okay.
just sitting in nature, and being with animals, and being in the moment, and just doing
Oh,
nothing. We're as human
yes.
beings, we're not used to doing nothing. We're just not going. just lay down for like 10 minutes during the day and listen to relaxing music, or just
Yes.
sit and let your mind go to places instead of being in your monkey mind, like worrying, but being like, if you silence the mind, like with meditation or just being, um, then your creative mind starts beginning. Because I did a channeling course to open up to channeling to from several. You can have like you channel masters and channel several. You can channel gods, and you can channel everything what you want to channel. And then I was doing that course, and I was like, I was already doing that with meditation. You get information, you get ideas, new ideas to and be more creative, just doing things that you would normally not do, like the way to your work, take a different way, or go to a place that you normally wouldn't go to, like making those risks, stepping outside, talking to people that you don't know, wherever you come. It's like you then you see the whole universe is you don't have to fear.
Yeah, you don't have to
And
fear,
then
because they say that fear is actually an illusion. And I
yeah,
realized that I need time, I need breaks. Okay, so I feel that I am creating this, I'm creating that, I'm meditating, I'm doing all these things. But at some point I need a break, I need to relax, and I just need to be. So that guys is a powerful tool for you to actually recalibrate and re-energize your energies and really be in the present moment. Because the moment
mm,
that you are being and you are realizing that you don't need anything external in order to be complete and happy and fulfilled, you will reach a new level of awesomeness, a new level of spiritual beings, where you realize that, wow, I actually have everything that I need. And that is so powerful.
everything is inside,
Everything
is
is in,
already there.
yes, it's already inside. Wow, super powerful. Okay, what else would be? I have no idea. I have just written my topics and then I have asked you questions related to it. But if you have something to say for the people who are watching this, if you would recommend something, or if you have something to say for my subscribers, anything is appreciated.
For me, it's the most important to, instead of talking about it, it's about doing it, doing the actions,
Yes.
like thinking about things, but really doing them as well,
Okay.
and to experience them. So I would suggest to do a meditation for 3 minutes.
Meditation for 3 minutes. Do you want to do it now? All
Yes.
right, let's do it. Okay. Cool. Let's
You
do it.
will put one hand on your heart,
Okay.
because this is to calm your heart from anxiety. If you have anxiety, you have fears coming up. With the left hand, you put on your heart. In the right hand, you put your finger against
Okay.
the index finger,
Okay.
and you do it up next to your body. The
Okay.
fingers next to your body here.
Okay.
And then you do a deep inhale, hold the breath, exhale, and hold the breath. There's in 4 steps. And you focus on the third eye point, the sixth chakra, with your
Okay.
eyes closed. And then you deep inhale and you hold it. Exhale and hold it. And you count the breathing, that it's all the same. So you see if it's 5 seconds or 6 seconds, all of it. So in 4 parts. From now on, inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. All as long as possible.
Wow. Feels
How do you
good.
feel after that?
Feels good. Feels like peace. Feels good. Feels good. All right.
Just doing that 3 minutes will give you
A
much more
boost.
peace inside yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
And just doing the breathing. Yeah. Just inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. That gives a
All
lot of
right.
calmness.
Okay, so I guess we went into a lot of spiritual topics. Thank you for being here with me, Miss Janek. Is that no Miss Hellbrekers?
Yeah, my real surname is Hellebrekers, and
Okay.
it's like in English it's Hellbreaker, and
Yeah.
I feel literally that I broke free from hell, and it's the hell that I made myself in,
Okay.
and I broke free from hell, and I feel I'm living now in paradise,
How
and it's
cool.
possible.
How cool. How cool. I really enjoyed this conversation, and you gave us a lot of insights on your experience about the way you are expressing yourself into spirituality. I want to thank you for this amazing podcast. And guys, if you have a perspective on life that might be beneficial for the world, please let me know by messaging. If you want to be part of my podcast, feel free to leave me a message. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Miss Hellbrekers. We had fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you should
Okay.
have more fun with doing the things that you love doing.
Exactly. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. This was the third episode of A Place for Higher Vibrations. Thank you for watching and see you on the next podcast or videos. Ciao.